Magus of the Library Volume 1 Review. Magus of the Library, from co-publisher Kodansha Comics, is a relatively new series, only 3 volumes in Japan so far, which promises to show us why libraries and books are so important. Set in the fantasy world, it aims to both teach and entertain with a collection of quirky and lovable characters, but does it deliver? Let's find out. The story follows Teo, a child who lives in the slums of a small village of Amon. Teo loves books and wants nothing more than the freedom to read books in the village's library, but because of his pointed ears and poor family, he is discriminated against and banned from the library. Teo dreams of leaving his hometown and travel to Afsak, the city of books, when he is sure to be allowed access to the library. When librarians from Afsak, who are known as Kavna, visit the city of Amon, Teo's speed is about to change forever. One of the Kavna called Seduna quickly becomes friends with the young Teo after he saves a book she brought with her from the rain. At first, Teo can't understand why anyone will treat him kindly, given the different blood that runs through him, but his friendship with Seduna grows and begins to realize that the power of books and their stories can bring anyone together. Magus in the Library is loosely an Arabian Night story, with the world characters that fare right at the home in Aladdin. There's even a flying carpet, but it stands on its own very well. It's not the biggest fan of stories like Aladdin or those set in desert, but I can say wholeheartedly that I love Magus of the Library. Although the story's setting should be a barren wasteland, the world is brimming with life. There are also so many plants, trees, and animals that the manga really feels like life. Mangaka Misu Izumi has an eye for detail and manages to pack a lot into her panels without them for a feeling overcrowded. Characters have a wide variety of expressions, and it's easy to see what they're thinking or feeling without even reading the dialogue. Perhaps what I like most about Izumi's art, however, was her decision to use a number of 2-page spreads to capture the most impactful scenes. It's absolutely beautiful and a feast for the eyes. The story is based on a book called Coffee in the Wind by Soulfish Quim, and now I could find out anything about the original work. I like the direction this manga is taking. The tale being told is perfect for all ages, playing out the fantasy angle for younger readers, while definitely showing older readers how meaningful literature is for children, or anyone actually. The crafted work had to ensure that the libraries and terrible books are easily accessible to all. They want everyone to experience the joy of a good book, especially a story you can put down. It captivates you from start to finish. As a book lover myself, this is a message I can get behind. In a time where the future of our own libraries is uncertain, it's a good important reminder of their importance. I think it's also worth talking about how likable Teo is as a protagonist, despite the awful treatment he goes through at the hands of the villagers, who view him as an outcast. He's still a cheerful, loving boy. He's hardworking, earnest, and full of dreams, although he has seemed strangely mature for his age. I was shocked at the end of the book to discover that Teo is supposed to be 6 years old, and he both looks and acts at least 2 to 3 years old older than that. The end of this volume marks a fairly significant change in the story's direction, so I'm looking forward to seeing where Volume 2 takes us when it's released in September. Having said that, this first entry stands very well as a single story, so you feel like you have to feel it will be a kid of hard ways here. As previously mentioned, Magus of the Library comes to the West thanks to Kodansha Comics and has been translated by Stephen Kohler. The translation reads well and is problem-free. The book itself has been released as one of the Kodansha's biggest formats, matching the size of a complex age and all minis in your savage season. Overall, I love every second I spend with Magus of the Library. Teo is a likable main character with a passion for books as mighty as my own. The story itself is relatable to anyone who loves printed media, and younger readers will be captivated by the fantasy elements. This is certainly a series to keep a close on. A free preview of Volume 1 can be read on Kodansha's website here. 9 out of 10.